Hi, welcome to Padma Yoga. Thanks for joining us today. We've been exploring the natural element space, the subtlest of all the elements, the background element to all the other elements we've looked at. We're also going to take a look at the Sanskrit word Padma, which means the lotus flower. And our feature poses today are the goddess pose and the full lotus pose. So look forward to that. Let's get going with our warm-up. I'm joined by Tanya and Paulina. So our slow sun salutations start at the front of the mat on 2 feet. Find your 2 feet solid, drop the pelvis and roll your shoulders back. Bring the hands to prayer and inhale up. Reach up, let's do a back bend here, a nice big opening back bend. Reach back a little bit farther and then come straight and tall. Now bend your knees and flat back forward and down. Touch the floor, relax your shoulders and head. And step your right foot now back to a lunge. Sinking way deep into that. Let's try our balancing position here. So come up onto the left knee. Push back through your right heel if you're doing the full lunge pose. Lift up the chest and shoulders down. Nice. Now let's go back to dog stretch. Hands down, step back, pulse the heels a little bit and press those heels down. Open the hands, flatten the back, reach through your arms. Breathe. And forward to full plank, straight down to the floor. And up to cobra. Just pull the shoulder blades back. Breathe in your belly. Feel the stomach moving as you breathe. And roll down, push up back to child. Sink right down into that child pose. Let the hips drop down, the low back stretches out, head touches the floor, and you feel your breath in your back rib cage. Lifting up to cat, bring your right foot forward. And a straight-legged lunge here, balancing on the right knee. Again, push back the left thigh, drop down into the stretch, lift up, back with the shoulders. Nice. And now stepping forward with both feet, drop your head and then curl up through your back, pulling the belly in and roll the shoulders. Standing in mountain pose, again, find your weight and your center. Begin the second side, hands together. Let's go a little bit with the breath now. So just inhale as you go up. Nice big back bend, reach, push your hips forwards. And then straightening up, exhale as you go forward and down. Step back with your left foot. Sink into the lunge and come up to balance. And if you want, you can raise one hand up. And then down, let's go into dog stretch. Hands flat on the floor, reach up, tipping the pelvis, and breathe in, breathe out. Forward to full plank pose and straight down to the floor. Lift up to cobra, and just draw the feet close together. Rolling down, half push up to child. And drop the head again. You can stay as long as you like. When you're practicing on your own, you can stay in these poses and just breathe a little bit more. Now lifting up to cat, let's bring that left foot forward. Straightening the right leg. Again, you can come to balance and raise one arm. Sink deep and stretch out that right leg. And both hands down, stepping forward. Curl slowly up through your spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. And just standing on your feet. Again, feel the pelvis tuck under. Lengthen up your spine. Roll the shoulders back. Tall, straight spine. Nice big smile on your face for this mountain pose. We'll see you right back after the break. We're going to explore our feature poses, goddess and the lotus pose. Welcome back to Padma Yoga. I'm going to do some goddess poses and then onto the floor into some lotus poses. So starting at the front of your mat, come to mountain, hands together, and stand in prayer. Just find your center, of course. Before you begin to move, always start from a still place. When you're ready, step your left foot back into a stance. Bend the knees and just step back to a wide stance. Now we're going to open the hands to the sides and sink deep into a warrior two pose, straight down. Now coming to a side lunge, elbow to the knee. Reach up and over, sinking deeper into the lunge. Reach across from the little pinky toe to the fingers, stretch long to the side. And then back up to warrior two. Try to keep your knees bent as you stay in the warrior two and into goddess, reaching up with the top hand, touch down with the back hand. Just keep lifting higher, reaching up. And back to warrior two pose. Perfect. Now you just bend the knees and come on up into straight leg. I'm going to try some triangle two. So reaching to the side. Lengthen over and then just simply windmill down. Looking up at your top arm, opens the hips up. Reach through the fingers. Press down through your toes. And straighten back up. And just bend the knees and step forward. Perfect. You can use props like Paulina's doing. Now let's try the other side, standing a mountain. Hands to prayer, step your right foot back. And again, start in a nice deep stance, opening the hips to the sides. Sink deep into your warrior two and then into side lunge, elbow down. Again, sink way deep into this as you reach across, opening up the hips, look up at the sky. And try to keep the knees bent as you come back to warrior two. Into the goddess pose, touching down your back arm. Stretch up. Sink deep and breathe. And come back to warrior two pose. And straighten up the legs. Nice. Now into our triangles. Reaching forwards. Drop down the inside arm. And look up at the sky. Open the shoulders. And relax. Now just bring the hands together, bend the knees, and try to step right forward in one step. That's good. Perfect. Those are very challenging, but they're fantastic for opening the hips and strengthening your back. Let's come right down onto the floor now. Just make your own way down onto the floor. I'm going to start with stretching the legs straight out in front. So extending them fully. And then draw the right foot in towards you. So tuck that knee close. Now with your right hand, carry it over. We're going to reach forward towards the left leg. You might not get very far, maybe just the knee or the calf. If you can reach way out to the toe, that's great. Try to bring this knee close in by your back of your elbow though, right tucked in close. Now that might be as far as you can get in this pose, but if you can reach your right hand out, it helps push you forward, so you're actually stretching forward with your own leverage. Now that might be as far as you want to go, or you can bend this arm around, touch behind, and the left arm reaches behind, interlace your fingers, and dip forward. And then lifting up, you just release the hands, stretch the legs out, and change sides. Give your legs a little kick in between. Whew, always feels good. Let's bring the left knee in, and draw it super close in, and carry the left arm over. So you're trying to reach as far forward as you possibly can in this pose. The farther forward you get, the better chance you have of completing the pose. Draw the knee close in, and then the left arm opens. Push yourself more forward, and then if you can, try to reach around and let your head drop down. letting go of that pose. Oh, it's a good one. And coming back up, just a cross-legged. That's a wonderful one for stretching out the whole back rib cage, all in the upper back, in a way that almost no other pose does quite. Let's now go into our lotus sequence. So we're going to take the right foot and cradling it, rocking the baby. Just cradle that leg however you can. Maybe you need just to hold the knee or the full leg, and just rotate through the hip socket here. You'll feel this rotates deep into the ball and socket of your hip joint. Another variation is to take both hands under the ankle and just circle the foot towards you. Nice big circles. Just be careful not to kick yourself in the head here. And just lay that foot down. Let's try the other leg. Picking up the left foot for the rock the baby. Again, any version of this is good. It just opens up that hip socket. Good for the low back as well. And now trying hands under the ankle, just draw the foot in circles towards you. Eventually you'll be able to put your foot right over the back of your head. But we're not going to demonstrate that right now. And then lay that foot down. Now going into the lotus pose, we'll take the right foot again. Just give it a little rock, loosen it up, pull it towards you a little bit, and then in one of the circles, simply pull the heel into the left groin and lay that foot down. That's the half lotus pose, and you can certainly stay there or find props or go into a sukhasana pose now. If you want to do the full lotus, you simply pick up the left foot and draw it towards you, close in as you can, till that foot crosses right over. Try to draw the knees in close and sit squarely on the floor. If you want to lift yourself up, that's another exercise. But just sitting tight up here, this pose is fantastic because it actually tilts your pelvis so that your back is straight. It's designed for meditation. If you can work on this pose, it's not comfortable at first, but after some time, if you can sit here, you'll find you can sit super straight with almost no effort whatsoever. You're just naturally straight backed, your shoulders are relaxed, and you can enjoy your meditation. Just from here now, let's just reach forward, touching the floor, and sink down into a nice forward fold. And then walking the hands back up. Perfect. Thanks very much. See you right back after the break as we explore the Sanskrit word Padma. Hi, welcome back to Padma Yoga. We're looking today at the Sanskrit word Padma. This word literally means the lotus flower, and it refers to the actual physical flower which floats in the lotus pond. It also has so many meanings in Eastern Asian religions and philosophies. The lotus flower represents the goddess of prosperity, the goddess of beauty and wealth. Padma is another name for the goddess Lakshmi as well. The lotus also represents the quality of the spirit which flowers and rises above the water and the mud. The lotus has its roots deep down in the mud, but the flower rises up and floats on the surface, and no matter how much water or mud splashes onto the flower, it just sheds it right off and is untouched. So in this way, Padma refers to that quality of the spirit which is of the world and grows from the world and connected, but at the same time is completely untouched, completely transcendent, and always blossoming with self-effulgent beauty. Let's revisit our lotus poses now. So if you'd like to go right back into the full lotus or the half lotus or the sukhasana like Tanya's doing, any easy posture is fine. I'll do the half lotus here. Pauline is doing the full lotus. So sitting up, we'll start with some side stretches, simply reaching your right arm up and then over to the side. You can place your hand on the floor, bend the elbow and lean across. And then coming right back up. Let's try the other side. Right hand down, left up, and lean over. Breathe, open your ribs. And back up. And just clasp your hands behind your back. Just hold here and breathe. Practicing a full sequence in these lotus or seated poses makes you have to find your center. As you're moving through them, your mind comes back to your center of gravity, your center of breath, your center of balance, and the center of your own being. Make that where your focus comes to, particularly in the lotus pose. Let's try a forward fold now. Just stretching the arms back and up like Pauline is doing, or simply forward on your elbows, or a full forward fold, hands out in front, and drop the head. And then walking the hands back or lifting up, stroll the shoulders and switch to the other side. So gently release the foot, cross over. You can always stretch your legs out in front and give them a little bit of a kick in between these. Helps bring the blood back into the legs. And then change. So now the left foot on top. Again, I'm doing half lotus. Pauline is doing full lotus. And Tanya's doing the sukhasana, the easy pose. Again, right arm rises up and over to your left side. And center. And now the left arm up and over. Just enjoy the ease of these seated stretches. Lifting up. And bring your hands behind. Just pull the shoulders back. Sit tall in your spine. Bring your attention to that center line of your spine, the center of your balance, center of yourself. Know that the very heart of the lotus center is yourself. You find that within yourself, the very center of the space. Now forward folding, just slip forwards. You can use a prop here, a block or bolster. And pulling the belly in, come on up. Just sitting tall. In lotus pose now, just let your hands be on your thighs, either palms turned upwards or palms turned down. And notice a difference in energy. The palms upwards, it's a more open, receiving meditation pose. You feel the energy coming towards you more, and the hands down, more settled. We'll see you right back after the break for our final meditation together. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to Padma Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've been looking at the Sanskrit word Padmaa, that quality of the spirit, which is completely transcendent and untouched by any of the worldly changes and constant changing elements. Padmaa is that unchanging center, the essential center of the lotus. So when we meditate today, let's practice a lotus mudra. If you bring the heels of the hands together, touch the pinkies and the thumbs. This is the lotus mudra. You can drop the elbows down and just settle into a deep space, connecting with that quality of the lotus, beyond all the other elements, the natural elements of the world, the earth, the water, the fire, the air, even the space, all changing elements, whereas that lotus is the very center, the very heart, which is unchanging, the quality which is forever lasting. So as you sit in your lotus meditation pose, with your mind, just start to explore what would that quality of unchanging be. Finding it in yourself, ask that question, what is the quality unchanging in myself? Just sitting, you can keep your hands like this or relax them open or relax them down, whatever's most comfortable for you. We'll finish with a finishing mantra, Amaram Ham, Maduram Ham. You can simply say this to yourself, chanting over and over. Thank you for joining us. You can always see the website for more. We'll finish today with our chant together, Amaram Ham, Maduram Ham, Amaram Ham.